Hi guys, when I talked about dirty tricks by the Tories in the general election, I hadn't actually thought about the debates. So I, like others, were confused by the figure that Rishi Sunak kept throwing about during the night. This extra £2,000 in taxes that he said Labour would inflict upon families. It turns out it was invented by special advisors to the Prime Minister. This is basically like having Dominic Cummings come up with a figure for something that Starmer wanted to do, and then it's presented as a fact. Thankfully, Victoria Derbyshire from the BBC was on hand to call it out, but unfortunately the damage has already been done.
Claire Coutinho, where did you get this £2,000 figure from? Because it's not an impartial, independent figure, is it? It's your own Tory special advisors who've added this up and come up with the sums.
No, not at all. So this is a figure which has come up by Treasury officials. So those are independent, impartial civil servants. And what they've done is very simple. They've added up the costs of the policies that the Labour Party have said that they want to put in place in the next Parliament. And the figure that comes out with is an extra £2,000 of taxes for working families. And the reason that I think Keir Starmer couldn't simply just say, no, I'm not doing that, for many, many times he was challenged on this question, is because it's true.
I mean, Victoria, you put rubbish in, you get rubbish out, and that's what this is.
That's independent civil servants in the Treasury.
I'm going to pull you up on that, Claire Coutinho. I'm going to pull you up on that. They're not independent, they're not impartial. The assumptions on which the calculations are based have been made by Tory special advisors. They're political appointees, and hang on, and that is misleading to voters and therefore very disrespectful.
Of course, but that's the plan. When we talk about Rishi Sunak's plan, it's about misleading the public. Now, as I said, the damage has already been done. It's in people's minds that Keir Starmer and the Labour Party want to increase people's taxes by £2,000. The fact that it's a lie, it's a dirty trick, it was actually invented by special advisors. People like Dominic Cummings. Dominic Cummings isn't a special advisor anymore, but imagine someone like Dominic Cummings. He's in charge of finding these figures. So yes, they go to the Treasury, they ask the Treasury a few questions, and then they come to their own conclusion. They add an extra zero at the end, or they and the problem for Keir Starmer, of course, was this was something that he wasn't prepared for. He's like, what are you talking about, £2,000? He couldn't respond to it because it was invented. It's like if Rishi Sunak said, Keir Starmer and the Labour Party want to eat everyone's firstborn. You're like, what? How the hell am I supposed to respond to that? That's ridiculous. So it was a dirty trick, and it had an impact. Many people went away thinking, oh, Labour is going to increase my taxes by £2,000. The Prime Minister said this. Keir Starmer wasn't able to respond. Obviously, he couldn't respond because he had never heard this before. And it helped Rishi Sunak in the debate. Now, going forward, Labour have to do two things. One of two things, I hope. Either respond to these things in the debate and call them out, or engage in dirty tricks themselves. Now, I prefer the former to the latter, but expect more of this. Rishi Sunak to come up, oh, this has worked, so he's going to try it again. Oh, Labour are going to do this, or Labour are going to do that, or Labour are for open borders, or Labour are for whatever. The scaremongering. And unfortunately, the moderators don't have the fact-checking tools in front of them, so they can't call it out at the moment. They can't push back. This is why I have a problem with these debates. They're not actually about informing the public. It's about who's the better showman or showwoman on the hour, at the time. It's not a way to actually inform the public. And of course, it allows people like Rishi Sunak or the Conservatives to engage in these dirty tricks in order not to actually inform the public, but in order to trick the public. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.